Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be going over our graphs of linear equations and functions. Same skill as earlier in the day, but now we're going to be doing the medium difficulty level. Expect to see some other forms of linear equations. Last video we just went over our y equals mx plus b, but now we also have to consider other forms such as point slope and a standard form, as we can see in this question in front of us. Standard form is ax plus by, or in that similar format, equals c. I know this is a little bit different, but kind of the same thing. And each of these linear equations, here is our point slope. They each have their strengths and weaknesses. So that is important to consider when we are doing these questions. So that's x minus x1 down there. Let me just erase that. Okay, so with these questions, we should know the strengths and weaknesses of each of these equations. So before we do that, make sure to subscribe and let's do this. Okay, so our standard form, exactly what they're asking us in this question, well, intercepts. So standard form has the strength of finding x and y intercepts. This has our point slope has the strength of finding slope instantly and also giving us a point on the line. Meanwhile, y equals mx plus b finds us the slope and the y-intercept. So standard form also finds the x-intercept pretty quickly. But y equals mx plus b is my favorite, and it should be yours too. So it should be the default one that we resort to whenever we are confused. We need to convert y equals mx plus b by getting our y to by itself. That is a really easy way to do that. Okay, let's tackle this question. The equation 6y minus 3x equals 5 is graphed on the xy plane. Which of the following is a true statement? So we have some questions regarding x-intercept and some regarding slope. So something that I noticed here is that y-intercepts are different. So if we just convert this into y equals mx plus b format, we find both the slope and the y-intercept, meaning that if we convert this equation into y equals mx plus b format, we can find what the correct answer is. So let's do that. As I said before, converting into y equals mx plus b just means getting our y variable by itself. We did this way earlier when we were solving linear equations. We were just getting the variable by itself. So let's treat it just as that and solve it through. So we have 6y minus 3x equals 5. In order to get the y by itself, we need to add 3x to each side. So we add 3x to each side. It does not combine with the 5 because they are not like terms. We are left with 6y equals 3x plus 5. And now what's next to the y? Well, it's a 6. So we divide every value in our equation by 6. We are left with y equals 1/2. I just simplified down that 3/6. 1/2 x plus 5/6. And now we can check all of our answers. So our slope is neither positive 2 or negative 1/2. So we can cancel out both of those. And now we check our y-intercept. Our y-intercept is not negative 5/3, but it is 5/6. As we see here, our b value is 5/6. That's all we need to know. Answer choice B is our correct answer. If we wanted to find our x-intercept, how we do that with our standard form, we cover up one of these values. So to find x-intercept, I cover up the y, and then I would isolate the x. So we would just divide each side by negative 3. So we'd be left with our x-intercept is equal to negative 5/3, which it is in our answer choice. Hopefully you guys could see that right there. All I did was isolate the x variable. So answer choice B is 100% the correct answer. Let's move on to question number 2. Which of the following is an equation of this line? So all we have is y equals mx plus b format. So let's find y equals mx plus b format from this graph. First, let's find our y-intercept. We can see clearly that it is negative 2. So our b value in our equation is negative 2. So we have y equals slope times x minus 2. Let's find our slope. So we did this in the previous video. We just need to find two clear grid intersections. These two are really good. So I'm using both our x-intercept and our y-intercept here. Now we just find rise over run. We rise down 2. So when we go up on our vertical, it's positive. When we go down, it's negative 2. And now we run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we rise down 2 across 5. Remember, it's always y over x. Our y value is negative 2. Our x, or horizontal value, is positive 5. So our slope is negative 2 over 5. That means our equation is y equals negative 2 over 5x minus 2. That is the equation of our line, and that matches with answer choice D. So answer choice D is correct. On to our question number 3. The equation 8x minus 6y equals 1 is graphed on the xy plane. What is the slope of this line? As mentioned, discussing our different linear equations before, there is no slope strength with our standard form, so we need to convert it out of there. I recommend going with our slope intercept, our y equals mx plus b. So how we do that? We get the y by itself. So let's think of that. How do we get the y by itself? Let's move over the 8x first. So it goes from positive 8x to our negative 8x. We have negative 6y equals negative 8x plus 1. Now let's isolate our y variable. So next to our y variable is our negative 6. So we need to divide everything in our equation by negative 6. Negative 6y divided by negative 6 is just y. Negative 8x divided by negative 6 is 4 over 3x. Two negatives cancel out, and then I can just divide the whole fraction by 2 to simplify it. And then we have negative 1/6. So our slope, they're only asking us for the slope here, so we can just take 4 over 3 as our answer. Some of these questions are going to ask for the full equation, and that's where we'd have to put y equals 4/3 x minus 1 over 6. So be on the lookout for that. On to our last questions here. A line, very similar to question number 2, which of the following is an equation line. Pretty much the exact same format. Let's solve it the exact same way. First, let's look for our y-intercept. Pretty clearly, it is at 1 or 0, 1 in our coordinate plane. So we need to replace our b value with our 1. Let's fill in the rest of our equation. Y equals blank x plus 1. Now let's take a look. Where's another clear grid intersection? And I see one right here. Now let's find our rise over run. We rise 1, 2, 3. Since we were going up, it's plus 3. And then we run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units. Y over x, always. That's our 3 over 7 for our slope. So our full equation is y equals 3 over 7x plus 1. Our answer is answer choice A. So that was our medium, our moderate difficulty level for this skill. With our advanced, expect to see a little bit more of our standard form point slope. Make sure to know how to manipulate those equations. Have a great remainder of your day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.